Colorado Rapids brought in 5 new players this offseason, but are still the worst team in the league. So how do you fix Colorado Rapids? In order to understand how to turn the worst team in the league back into a playoff team, first we need to identify the 2 main things that have gone wrong thus far in 2023. Number 1, they lost their captain Jack Price to a season-ending torn Achilles, and number 2, they are playing in the wrong formation. The stats are clear when it comes to Jack Price. With him in the lineup, Colorado record 1.42 points per game. Without their captain, only 0.86 points per game since his arrival in MLS. Price is elite at 2 things: ball progression and creativity. That is what we will look to fix in this midfield. And it starts with changing the formation, because Colorado are currently playing the wrong one, as they have mostly been playing in a back 4 with a 4-3-3. But Robin Fraser favors a back 3, and while they switched to a 3-4-3 once, producing the best performance of the season for a draw in Austin, 3-4-2-1 is really what Robin Fraser wants to play. This is how they succeeded in 2021, and it is the Colorado Rapids model for success. So why is this the best formation for Colorado? Well, Colorado are a team that wants to possess the ball, play out from the back, and slowly build up attacks. What we see from a 3-4-2-1 is it allows for what we call a box midfield, allowing Colorado to overload opponents in the middle of the park and progress the ball more easily. Jack Price's ability to play any of the 4 positions in this box midfield is what makes him so good for Colorado. We've seen the top teams in the world with a similar possession-based play style, such as Manchester City or Arsenal, employ this box midfield to great effect this season. Both of those teams technically play a 4-3-3, but they invert a fullback in possession to create their own box midfield. So let's take a look at how Colorado Rapids can effectively implement this 3-4-2-1 while compensating for the lack of Jack Price. Starting with the defense, it looks solid but thin. All is well in the goalkeeper position with 2 starting level players in William Yarborough and Marco Illich. At the center back position, Colorado brought in their only designated player in Andreas Maxu to partner Danny Wilson and Lalas Abubakar, who have been stalwarts in that Colorado back 3. Admittedly, both of them have been poor this season, but that's more a result of the poor midfield structure and their tendency to step into midfield to try and help out, and that is not really a problem in a back 3, but in a back 4 causes lots of issues and can be easily exposed. The back 3 also plays to the strengths of the center backs, who are all good passers and dominant in the air. Colorado will benefit heavily on set pieces, where having 3 aerially dominant center backs on the pitch is a huge advantage. They also have Abubakar Keita, who will make his Colorado debut soon, and Rosenberry can play outside center back in an emergency, but this is actually one place where I think that Colorado could benefit from a depth addition, but it doesn't have to be a flashy one. The best way to do this, in my opinion, without using up an international slot, is to utilize the heavily underutilized intra-league loan system, and I would go after Omar Gonzalez, try to loan him from New England Revolution, as he is now 34 years old and their 5th choice center back when they only play 2 center backs. The money will do New England more good than having Gonzalez sit on the bench, while Colorado need the extra depth piece. So for me, it works for both teams involved. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the video. If you're looking for MLS content on YouTube, this is the channel for you. So please hit that subscribe button and join me in growing this into the biggest MLS channel on YouTube. Thank you so much, and back to the video. Moving into the midfield and starting with the fullbacks turned wide midfielders in that 3-4-2-1. This is actually somewhere where Colorado have a lot of depth, including Alex Gersbach, Keegan Rosenberry, Steven Beitashour, Brian Galvin, Sam Nicholson, and even Anthony Markinich, who will all want to fight for minutes in those wide midfield positions. In the dual 8s in midfield will be Connor Ronan and Cole Bassett. There are only limited stats for Ronan, having recently made the move from the Scottish Premiership. However, based on the eye test, he has been extremely limited in a defensive midfielder role. He looks great at intercepting the ball and is a quality tackler, but also has ball progression and creative abilities that need to be unleashed. Cole Bassett might actually prefer to play in the two behind the striker, but his tackling, aerial win rate, and clearance success are needed in the dual 8, so that's where he goes. Players like him who have returned to MLS, such as Keaton Parks or James Sands, have been able to fit in seamlessly, so I expect the same out of Cole Bassett. Ralph Priso was meant to help in this area, but honestly, he's just not very good. He is the reason, as we were discussing before, that the center backs have needed to step into the midfield to try and help out and have then been exposed as a result. But Priso can be fourth choice behind Brian Acosta in this position. The great thing is that when we move forward into the front three, we can actually see we've created an entire new line of depth in those attacking positions, where losing Giassi Zardes is not an issue. The instinct is to put Diego Rubio in that starting striker position, considering he scored 16 goals in 30 matches last season. But it is important to remember that he is not just a goal scorer, but also a creator. And therefore, in order to get your best 11 on the pitch, you should be starting Diego Rubio and Kevin Cabral in the two sitting behind your new starting striker, Darren Yappy. This is perfect for a few reasons. As mentioned, it gets the best out of Rubio, who will be creating while following up the striker to score goals. He's great at the top of the box, which is where he will often end up. This also gets the best out of Cabral, though, which is crucial for the Rapids season after he was underwhelming at Galaxy. As seen in the Austin game where he got his first goal, Cabral trailing the play just slightly can be a very dangerous thing when Colorado do hit on the counter. That means in addition to a quality front three, you can rotate multiple strikers as well as Michael Barrios, Jonathan Lewis, and Max in behind the strikers. This is a recipe for getting the absolute best out of all of your attackers in Colorado. And if you are happy with a playoff spot, if that satisfies you, you can turn off the video right now, because if Colorado follow that plan and everything that I laid out, they should be able to make a playoff spot. But if you want to go from a playoff team to a team that could potentially win a playoff game, you need to use a second DP spot and literally replace the creativity of Jack Price. They were so good in 2021 because they had not only Jack Price and Connor Bassett, but Kellen Acosta and Mark-Anthony Kaye as well. Now they only have Bassett and Ronan. Jack Price going to the injured list also opens up an international slot. So it is perfect to fill it with a player similar to Kellen Acosta, who can not only play all four of those positions in the box midfield, but as well on the left side of midfield, so that next season when Jack Price comes back, this player is still useful. My pick for that big DP signing would be Dele Alli. He is still only 26 years old and has had major problems, obviously, at Besiktas. He doesn't seem like he's going to continue there, and to me, needs a place like Colorado where the spotlight is not on him, the pressure is not on him nearly as much as at Besiktas or in the Premier League. That would benefit him, and he would not only turn the season around for Colorado, but could do some serious damage in years to come when paired up with Jack Price and Diego Rubio. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscription. It really helps the channel. I will see you next time.